Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversations. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
Good morning to you. Hey, everybody. Welcome to today's installment of Bathrobe Moments. I'm your host, Lauren Michaels Harris. And, I'm grateful that it's Friday. How are you feeling about it being Friday, right? Oh, thank you, Jesus. Yes. What are we doing this weekend? Not too much. It's been just a string of busy weekends. Had our big garage sale weekend before last, and then last week I had to run all the leftover stuff, multiple trips to the Goodwill, and clean everything. It was a lot. And then tomorrow, all the clothes, there's a clothing drive, so I got to haul all these bags out to the stoop. It's an old-fashioned word, isn't it? The stoop. Take it out to the stoop, Cletus. Right. Leave it on the stoop. They'll pick it up. So anyway, yeah, I got to drag some bags out there. Glad to help that way. But today, you just never know. You just never know. I woke up this morning. There's a group chat, with the show, the television show that we've been filming for Peacock. by the name of Heathen. I woke up this morning. There's a group chat, and nowadays it's just you just never know, you guys. That's why we have to stay prayed up. Follow your instincts. Follow what you feel you're being led to do, or where you're being led to go, or told not to go. All those sorts of things. But what I'm getting at is, woke up this morning, and one of the kids who worked on the film. He was our boom operator, and let me tell you, that is not an easy job. I tried it for one scene. I was like, I want to try it, right? They had to keep stopping. They didn't let me do it for more than 10 minutes because my arms, oh my goodness, I thought I was going to die, right? And then the girl was pushing up on because you can't let it drop because a shadow will land on the wall or wherever. And there's this little bitty girl that did it too. I don't know how she did it all day long. Easier than harder than it looks. Let's put it that way. Anyway, sad thing. Woke up this morning, and Paris, I think he was probably 24, 25 years old, was a barista, worked at a restaurant, and apparently last night in Ohio, where we were filming, Springfield to be exact. I don't know all the details, just what they put they put the clip in the group chat this morning, around 11:30 last night. Apparently, after they closed, he and an 18-year-old got into an argument at the place, and the 18-year-old stabbed Paris, and he later died last night at the hospital, and just really sad. I know his father had, I believe, had come and watched a little of the shooting, and they used him for a stunt. I'm going to let you see that stunt that he. I don't think you get to see what the fight, but you got to see the aftermath. He really enjoyed himself. Let's take a look.
Frank, cut. How you feeling, bro?
You already know.
Huh?
You already know.
Shirt ripped up and all that. Looking like he was at a bad strip club and shit. Hey, fuck Chippendales. You went to Chippendale.
Pop, you just having a rough day. You got a bitch ass roll officer, then you're in.
They cuss a lot.
Oh, wait, about to beat me up and shit. He a parole officer want to take me down. You hear me? We gonna keep this shit going though. You hear me? Good job, bro. Look at this one.
Great job, guys. That was
My mama. Good job.
Yo, who we got on the deck, man?
You know what's going on, man.
Yeah. So the young man who had the ripped shirt, that was Paris. Sad thing. So young and gone way too soon. So we wanted to just take a moment to honor him and to send light and love and healing to his family and all of that. Just heartbreaking. It really is. A good kid too. Good kid. So rest in peace, Paris. So I know, right? Help me welcome to the show my sidekick, Miss Lucy McGillicuddy Ricardo. She's been here all 6 years. Love her. And the Bella Purpose. Man, y'all, that really hit me. We need to pray. This world, I'm telling you what, right? More reason for all of us to get up every day and live within purpose and do what we can to pour into people, because you never know. Right. The first thing I did this morning after reading the news was, because Paris would sit on the steps to one of the location houses where I was actually shooting some of my scenes. And he was the very first person when I got out of my car, when I got there, that was sitting there and came out and welcomed me and all that. Just really nice boy. So I don't know. So today, yesterday, Robert Sislo was here. No. Sislo. How did I was going? Cisco Kid. Sislo. Yeah, was here because I had to remember it through. Cisco Kid was a friend of mine. Sislo was here, and he is a marketer, worked with the Grant Cardone organization for a number of years, helped move their product line and message up. And we know how big Grant Cardone is, right? So he shared a lot of insight. And today I told you I had Banki D. Benjamin. I think it's Banki Denise, I think, if I remember correctly. Is it Denise? Banki, it's not Denise. Okay, we're going to play that game, y'all. Try to guess what Banki's middle name is. It starts with a D. I'm thinking of a good one. Banki Desiree. There it is. Banki Desiree. I'm kidding. Put it in. I'm going to send a gift card to whoever guesses it right. Okay. Gift card to whoever guesses it right. Anyway, Banki's been working with me for a number of years with my website. She's great, great. With all that she does. She is, in fact, a design expert. And she, if you're looking to build a new website or you just want to transform an existing one that isn't performing, they create engaging websites, print, or corporate identity design. And they also offer the very best in user experience and drive inquiries. I have no idea what that is. And you think I would since I work with her. She has a lot of services, just a few of them: branding solutions, graphic design, web design, social media content management. And we're going to get her in here so that she can tell you a little bit more about all the different things that she does for people. So even though it's not our first time, let's act like it is. Let's put our hearts into the conversation. And let's put some hearts on the screen. It's our virtual way of applauding. Here she comes, Banki D. Benjamin of Banki Design. Good morning, Banki. You look good.
Thank you.
Oh, wait, I didn't want to put you in there by yourself yet. I wanted to do this. How are you?
I am good. How are you? Well, I'm sorry to hear about your friend.
Yeah. These kids nowadays, it's just, these things that just don't make sense. You know what I mean? I mean, what is it with this? By now, the 18-year-old.
Yeah.
Is done. Just like that. And I sit there and I'm going, this time yesterday, both of these kids were just waking up ready to live another day. And today, both of them pretty much done. Well, Paris, of course, but the other boy, just sad. Now, you're a mom.
Yeah.
How old is your boy?
11.
11. Pretty scary thing nowadays, raising a boy of color, isn't it?
It is, definitely.
It is.
Definitely.
Now, yeah. And you're a single mom?
Yes, I am.
Yeah. Do you think that makes it harder?
It definitely makes it harder because I can't be both a mom and a dad to him. I mean, he has his dad, right? But I'm his primary caregiver.
Yeah.
So, he sees me most of the time and I cannot be his dad,
Yeah.
So I cannot guide him through the decisions that he will have to make when he grows up. I would have to be the one to have the hard talk with him to show him how to act if he was to be approached by police, and not thinking that the world is fair, because it isn't. So those are the
Yeah, I get it. You guys, that's the Bella purpose, in case you don't know. And I ring it when there's some truth out on the table because I don't want us to miss it. So that's what that's all about. So you are visiting Phoenix on vacation-esque.
Yeah.
Your sister, I believe, lives out there.
That's correct, yeah.
Right? So originally, let me get out. I'm going to let you say hello, tell everybody a little bit of your origin story, and then we're going to get started on what I know you always bring great tips on how, excuse me. Ooh, hold on. My shake. On how we can all do better with all of our social media, all of the platforms that we use to keep our message moving out to where it can do good out into the world. So here, say hello to everybody. Fill in the blanks for them.
Hi, everyone. My real name is Sharice A. Benjamin, but on Facebook I go by Banki D. Benjamin, and I will explain what the D is about. But I'm a brand and design expert. I focus on graphic design, web design, and social media content creation. And I'm really looking forward to talking more about that as well.
I know I've heard this before, but I can't. So, Sharice,
you can call me Banki.
I know, is Banki a nickname?
Yes, it is.
They're all about banks. You're trying to put. What is it?
It is a nickname that I got from birth. My brother gave me that name from birth.
Oh, I remember now because he couldn't pronounce or something. Right.
Yes.
So what's the D?
Designs.
Banki Designs Benjamin. Okay. All right. I get it. Well, nobody would get that one. So let's get started. What got you into, have you always done this kind of work? I'm trying to get my chair right. Have you ever done this kind of work? Or how did you find your way? How did you know this was your jam?
Well, you know what? It started, I would say, right after high school. Not too long after high school. It was in my early 20s, I believe. And I went to college for human resources, right?
Mhm.
So I was at my brother's house, and it was like a hot day, and I was there by myself, and I was kind of bored. So before that, we were all working at a magazine called Your Time Toronto, where I was volunteering throughout high school. And uh, one of our friends is a graphic designer on there, and he had showed my brother a few things on, and my brother had the program on the computer. So it was then I was at his house years later. The program was on the computer. I was bored. I was there by myself, and so I just went on there to just play around with it to see what this thing is all about, and I fell in love with it.
There you go. See, one never knows. And here you are all these years later doing it for people all over the world. So
Yeah.
let's start. Let's talk about it. I'm sure many of you watching, myself included, can remember that day when you decided you needed a website. Because I remember there was a time when websites for me, well, websites were for companies, like big companies and stuff, not the everyday person. I remember that. And I never thought I'd need one, but the day did come. And a lot of people don't know how to get started. Now, let's talk about the person who thinks I can do it myself. Some people can. What kind of assets or background, what kind of experience would a person need to be able to sit down and put together a website? And we're not talking just landing page. There's a difference.
Yeah.
Website. Talk about that. How easy have they made it today for people to do it themselves?
Well, there's programs like Wix. There are programs that are user friendly, that you just drag and drop, and you can do it yourself. Um, it all depends on where you are on your journey. What do you want in terms of goals for your business? Um, I'm maybe biased because I'm a web designer, but I would see a lot of people who do it themselves and then realize it's not worth it. It's
No.
not worth the time.
No, right. That's the experience that I've had with people. Of course, that's one place I was smart. I was like, I know I can't do it. I can't even find shit on my phone, let alone, I don't know how to change the screensaver or any of that stuff. So a lot of people that I've experienced doing that, I've had some coaching clients that say, I can do it myself. And they go in and none of the tabs work or none of the redirects work. Every time they come in, stuff is wrapped wrong or it's down. And then you got the hosting and SSL certificates and this, that, and the other. So how does a person say, okay, I'm done. I can't do this. I want to find someone to do this for me. What would you recommend a person do that has no starting point? Do they ask a friend? Do they look at other people's websites and find one they like and then reach out and say, what do you recommend people that have no idea on how to get started with a successful, let's put that, a successful website? Because not all websites are created equal.
I would say they need to know more about who their target audience is, who they're looking to their audience to be, and also understanding their industry and finding websites that are in line with what they're looking for. And then bringing that to different web designers, looking at their work and basically saying, okay, this is what I'm looking for. Have you done work similar to this before?
Yes. So let's say someone calls you up
Yeah.
Okay. And they just want to pick your brain.
Hmm.
How do you get started? What's the very first thing you do with folks?
I set up a one-on-one consultation. So the very first thing is directly on my website, you can go there and schedule a meeting with me. There's a chat button. It's Let's Talk. You go there and you can schedule a meeting with me. So I'll first send them to my website. The website will not only answer all the questions about what my portfolio looks like, the type of services I offer to make sure I'm suitable for them, but it also gives them the opportunity right there and there to schedule an appointment with me. It's directly connected to my Google Calendar.
Okay.
So that's the first step. Then I have a consultation with them. So I want to know about your company. I want to know about your audience. I want to know, is this a redesign of another site? Is this a brand new site? Do you have other businesses? I want to know how many pages you'd like. I want to know the features and functionality that you want on your site. Do you need videos? Do you need a photo gallery? I want to know about different things that would help me come up with a quote for you so I can accurately price you. I also want to know what other services you might need that I also offer. Um, so there are many different things. You're muted.
Yeah, because I went over to pull up something for you to take a look at. I pulled up Robert's website because I was so amazed. And it looks like one of those $10,000-$15,000 sites. And we want to talk about that today. So people aren't intimidated and think they have to dive completely in the ocean. You know, you can dangle your feet into the pond a little bit just to get started. But I want them to see what it can be. So what I was asking right there was, so is it a la carte? You know what I mean? Where people can say, okay, I want that. But also explain what hosting is.
So I like to really describe it as if for those who are into real estate, I would like to describe it as your domain name is your address, if you were to compare it to like a house,
Okay.
and your website is the actual building, and the land is your hosting. So your land is the foundation in which your website live on. It's the space in which your website live on.
Okay. It's the property owner.
Yeah.
Kind of. Okay. So when people are starting from scratch, what is, can you give us the tick list? First, you want to find your photos, or wait, you know what I mean? What are the must-haves? You must have this. You must have that. You must have this. Because I didn't know shit from Shinola when I started.
So once, if someone accepts my proposal, the very first thing after receiving a down payment, the very first thing I do is provide them a website checklist. And the website checklist would then come with images, right? And sizes of the images. So that's one. Morning, Bernadette.
Yes.
Morning, blessings.
I love that name.
So yes, images is definitely one. And the second, another thing that I ask for is social media links. That's the next thing.
Oh.
I asked for hosting, that they have hosting. I asked for their contact information. I also asked for the content, the written content.
I remember that part.
Yes.
Oh.
YouTube videos if needed. Written content is big.
Excuse me.
It is big. A lot of people, that's usually the part that everyone takes longer to do.
Yeah.
And I do outsource copywriters if anyone have any challenges in that area. That way it speeds up the process.
Okay, let's go back to the very beginning. The first thing is you say, I'm going to name my company, blah, 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 blah. So I was always told, tell me if you believe this or not, when you're going to one of the domain places to buy, for instance, GoDaddy, I
Yeah.
was always told when you're searching to see if someone has that name already,
Mm-hmm.
have your credit card out. And when you do the search to see if that domain name is open, because if it is, they say you want to buy it right then, because if not, someone may see that you were searching, querying, and buy it and try to sell it back to you for more money. Have you ever heard of that?
I heard of that. I'm not sure if I I'm not sure if I believe it, but there might be some truth to it.
I saw it happen. Shelly Hart,
Okay.
that happened. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my
She was,
gosh.
yep. She was it was like on a Thursday, was looking and typing in all these different ones. And then she went back to get it, I think later that day or the next day, and someone had bought it. And then the next, like a few days later, they reached out to her. Hey,
Oh
would you like
wow.
to buy this domain? Yeah. And it was her last name. And
Mm.
I'll tell you something. Here's the thing, because her name is Shelly Hart, that
Yes.
her nonprofit is Heart to Heart. And she didn't get it. And then, like 4 years later, guess who had that same exact domain? So that person must have sold it to him. Kevin Hart.
Oh, oh wow.
Kevin Hart bought it.
So he has that heart to heart show. Oh
Yes.
wow.
So that has never left my mind about, dang, I wonder how much that person sold that domain. So it's a
My
real thing.
God.
Some people do that. So talk about this. Now, when we go to buy a domain, say the name is open or it's not, you have these other options. And a lot of us, I know I don't know, doesn't make a difference. .com, .net, .biz, all of those. Talk about that. And are there any no-nos or stay away from there as far as your dot whatever?
I won't say there's any no-nos, but .com is like the number one. So I would definitely say go with .com. I'm Canadian, and in Canada they have .ca. So you can also use .ca, especially if your business is a local business. Then use the local dot. For Canada it's .ca. For the UK it's
Yeah.
.uk,
Australia
whatnot.
has one too. Yeah, I've seen that. I've seen that. So it really makes no difference. No one's going to look at it and say, oh, that's not a real site. It's .biz.
No. As long as people can remember it. So that's the key, is that
Okay.
you have a domain name that is memorable.
Okay. I'm writing down questions. What about this? So you get your name.
Hmm.
Now, one of the things you said, and I start here with a lot of my coaching clients when they come aboard, cleaning up their social media yards.
Yeah.
Because a lot you can't, if all roads lead to one place, your website is primarily that place. And you have those links in there and they come there and you have an impressive website, but then they click over to your Facebook and you haven't, there's no banner, there's no message, you haven't posted in 6 years, that kind of stuff. So what kind of housekeeping do you recommend people do to clean up their social media areas before they decide to pull the trigger on a website? Anything there?
Yeah, definitely. Actually, there's so much things I have to say about that. I'm actually having a free webinar series, content planning for entrepreneurs. Um, so I really want to talk about that. But I can tell you it would start with knowing what your goals are, and then auditing your social media, looking at what's working, what's not working, why haven't you posted in so long, how important it is to be consistent. If you're consistent on your social media, you're consistent to your clients. So it's really important that you are consistent with your brand, that everything is in alignment. So your social media has to be in reflect what's on your website. And your social media also has to be, your handles also have to be memorable so people can easily access you. So a lot of those things.
Right. Now, what about people? This is one of my pet peeves. A lot of people, and I had to clean up a couple of my own when I started, but fortunately there was just a couple. But I've actually had clients show up and we go in and we do what I refer to as an SEO inventory, where I just organically Google them and up pop 5 Facebook pages. Sherry M. Wilson, Sherry M. Sherry the Wilson, Sherry. You know what I'm saying? All these things where they tried all these different things and they're all sitting out there. And I believe personally that hurts, because I look at my name, my brand, like a name in the grade book, if you will. And every time I do something that's going to end up in my Google search, my SEO, search engine optimization, which is like the report card. If I don't have the same brand name or personal name or whatever, it's going in all kind of different directions, right or wrong.
Yes, it's going and you're confusing the user because they're not able to know which one is actually your account. They're not, which one are you more frequently on most of the time, and people want to get to know who you are, so they want to have easy access to you on social media. So having one account is ideal.
So when you say user friendly,
Yeah.
what does that mean to you? When you go to a website and it's not user friendly, what are you using? What criteria are you going, ugh? What makes it not user friendly? Give us a couple examples if you could.
Well, colors, the layout of the site, and based on the information that's there. Sometimes a site can have tons of pages, and all those pages don't need to be there. Sometimes it's someone has a company, they have a website, but they don't have a brand style guide. They don't have their branding is off. Sometimes if they're doing it themselves, they don't have the understanding of designs, and they might have images that are too big or images that are too small, and it's not functional.
Okay. So you got to know, we're going to go over, I was in the back room just now. Let's take a look at your website. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Excuse me. And do you ever feel any extra pressure? You know what I mean? Because has anyone ever said, well, I was on your website and I hit the so-and-so and it didn't work?
I haven't heard that, but maybe it happened, but I haven't gotten that feedback.
So all of us should treat our websites as if, we were designers.
Well, I maintain it once a month. So once a month, I'll go in there and do the maintenance of it.
Okay. Now, just so people know, we're looking at this, and websites are like vehicles. You can get a hoopty just to get you around town, but you ain't going to take it on the road, and then you can get, that's on me. Or you can get top of the line off the showroom floor, luxury. Where does your site fit as far as cost? Is this a middle of the road? Is this a high-end site? Where is this? How much is something like we're looking at going to cost us?
Well, I would say currently is the middle of the road. I'm looking to go high-end, but right now it's the middle of the road.
Okay, so put a dollar figure on that. If you can.
So
just hypothetically, are we talking a couple grand? Are we talking $5,000? What are we talking, Banki?
If you are a service-based company and you're looking for a 5-page website, you're looking like around 1,700.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
It's not bad.
Now, does a person have to have all of that, or can they put a down payment, and as you build it out, because it's going to take some time, can they make payments so by the time you go live, if you've paid off, we're good to go? What about that?
Yeah, so I can definitely have payment plans. And
right.
also that comes with me being in charge of the hosting for your account as well, with the payment plan.
Okay, awesome. That's a great thing to know, you guys. Now, Banky, this is really sleek, very sexy,
Yeah.
easy to follow. Now, this is the part you were talking about, the narrative, the all of this writing. So, do you help people? Is this a part of your guide where you help people come up with all this verbiage?
Well, I help them in terms of marketing. I tell them, to really know the pinpoints of your target audience. So I help them, guide them, and I also have a content writer.
Oh, you do?
So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now I'm looking at this ebook, the social media content planner. Tell us about this. What can a person expect, and who's this book for?
This book is for entrepreneurs who want to handle their social media on their own terms. So basically, what I've done is created, I believe there is 10 sections in there that really helps you, guide you all the way from the beginning of understanding your social media goals, all the way to really planning your content strategy, creating your content, the whole works. I take you through all the stages to really show you what it is like to have an effective social media presence online.
Absolutely.
I'm actually I have a content planning for entrepreneurs based on this book, and it's a 4-part webinar series. I'm taking certain parts of this book to really help entrepreneurs, and this is a free webinar series that I'm taking 4 sections of this book to help entrepreneurs build their social media content.
Beautiful. Now, let's talk about a picture. They say is worth 1,000 words, and I am a firm believer in that because I speak in it. I speak in, metaphors and that sort of thing. Let's take a look at this picture of the chairs. I get it, but explain how this picture can speak to someone who doesn't know you. What do you hope this picture will say to the user, the person visiting your website? What's the message behind these chairs?
Well, I want you to know that when you come with me, that's your business. My goal is to have your business to rise above and stand out from the rest.
There it is.
That's ultimately what is my goal for all my clients.
Okay.
So pretty much, going back to that picture, I would say that when it comes to what I do graphic designing, web designing, and all of those things. And everything I do is from a branding perspective. When you go to someone else who is a social media manager, they might have marketing experience, or they may just have social media experience. But my experience and the way I approach social media is strictly from a branding and design perspective, because I believe the way that you visually communicate to the world matters. And being able to visually stand out goes more than just having, nice colors. It goes into what is the actual message you want to send to your clients, and how can you visually display that.
Absolutely. Now, I want to talk about this pop-up box over to the right. Now, on my website, which you built, there's the contact button, or up here, the contact tab. So what's the difference between this message box and the contact? Is this to get, because I don't have one of these, I don't think. Is this an add-on? Is this extra? Or could I just ask you and say, hey, Banki?
This is actually a CRM I started using, and I love it. I absolutely love it.
What does that stand for, CRM?
I don't know. Good. Customer, I will get back to you on that.
I bet it's customer relations management. I bet you.
Most likely. I'll put it in the comments.
Okay. So tell us.
It's basically what this is. It allows customers to have easy access to you. So instead of them having to look for the contact button and then fill out their name and then send a message to you, this particular chat box allows instant it goes straight to my calendar. So basically, you put in, hi, this is my name, this is what I want, this is my time frame, let's talk about this. And that's, and you set up an appointment and the time, and you're good to go. And we have this meeting, and I know exactly what you, customer relationship management. Yes.
I wish I was on a game show and that was for like the big prize. I would have won. So, all right, I'm coming back in so I can scroll. Let's take a look at the portfolio part. Let's take a look at that. Now, am I able to get this box off the screen? Yep, there it is. Right there. Okay. Excuse me. Tell us about this portfolio, because what about the person who doesn't have a lot of stuff yet? Are there circumstances where you might recommend just a landing page? Because I mean, I use landing pages for event promos and things like that, special projects or whatever. But some people start with a landing page just to have a front yard that people can pull into to not say, hey. So talk about that. How much is the minimum?
Minimum, I would say $500 for a landing page, because it's sometimes it's not just a landing page. If you're looking at a marketing strategy that you need a landing page for, it's different from if you are a person who just need a simple one page to say I exist, right? And that's also different from a one page website. So there's three different categories. It's either you want a website that stands out that says I exist, and that would go for about $500. It would be just having your logo, contact me, and that's it, right? Yeah. If you want actual one page site, if you go to banki.ca, for example, just to give you an idea of what I'm referring to when I say a one page site.
So Banki, all these things I'm clicking through, these are all clients that you've worked with, correct?
Yes, definitely. I've been doing this.
Oh, I remember her.
Yes, Sarah.
What's her name?
Sarah Watson.
Yes, I love her. She was in the audience in Canada when I spoke where I met you.
Yeah.
Wow. Look how far she's come.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, wow. I need to get her on the show. So look at all these different things. So let me ask you this. If I see this, are you saying that you can design a book cover?
Yes.
Wow. What category does that fall under?
Book design and layout.
Book design and layout. Okay. Now, what I'd like to do now, we've taken a look over here. Now let's go. First, let me stop sharing that. How do I get out of there? Okay. So, you guys saw. Okay. Yeah, I put that up there. Customer relationship. So now I'd like to take you over to Robert, who was here yesterday, and get your feedback on, how long you think it'll be before I can have something that looks like this. Okay. So let's take a look, boy. And the thing about it is too, if you're talking about this while I'm pulling it up, Banki, some people, myself included, have to learn, and only experts like you can help us know when we need to raise the bar a little bit, because you don't got to come out even if you have the money. I think talk about that. You don't have to have a $50,000 website, but in time you might find that that's better for you. How does a person know when it's time for something like this? I mean, it's just what I love about this is the way it's got a lot of motion, a lot of movement.
Yeah.
And here's something else I like. His clients are a lot bigger you know, these logos and things, usually they're very small in most. And how important is it that we have these on our website? Talk about that part. People don't talk about this too much. How important is this?
Well, it's important that you show that you are easy to collaborate with others, that you have other people that have invested into you as much as you've invested into them. To show that you have a list of companies that you collaborate with, that are proud to be your clients, it's important.
Okay, great. I'm
So
stuck.
people use these logos either for partners or to show who their clients are.
Okay. So you recommend this definitely.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
so as people are gathering their assets, all the needed components, don't overlook these. You need to start getting these. So, Banky, when we contact these people, what is it we're asking them for exactly? What
So
kind?
when you
What kind? Because there's transparent AI. Talk about the file. What
Well, it's
what is
definitely a transparent PNG.
transparent? Tell people what the difference between JPEG and PNG is.
Well, PNG is better quality. JPEG, the challenge with JPEG is based on the size. It may not be suitable for all parts of a digital product. So if you have a JPEG image and you want to put it as a banner on your website, um, depends on the size, it can work.
Okay,
Other places it may not work. PNG is just makes your digital product look a lot more smoother
a
than a
lot smoother.
JPEG. It might be more blurry, depends on the size and the resolution.
Excuse me. Now, one of my pet peeves, personally, when I visit a website, is when I take the time to open all these different tabs, and I see the same things in multiple tabs. You know, like
Yeah.
right. Talk about how does a person know? How do you get to this? Where you say, okay, I need a this, I need a that, I need this one, I don't need that one, I do need this one. Do you help with that, or do we need to bring it?
No, I help with that. It's all part of the consultation, having a full understanding of what you're looking for, and in terms of the layout of the site. Pretty much, I bring you through a process where I have you go through. I'll send you like a wireframe of what the site might look like before I start the design stages. And if I see that you currently ask for it to be one way, but I would suggest it be another way, I would then put it as a suggested option so that way you're able to see where I think we should go. Ultimately, it's your decision because it's your site. But a lot of the times, if I see something that doesn't seem right, it depends based on how you want it. I will then suggest that you do it the other way, and I'll give reasons why.
So you see this drop down that I have?
Hmm.
Let's talk about this for a second. Why would a person, because you know, and we're trying to understand, under services, if you already have these where you can go on branding, blah, blah, blah. But then when we scroll to the bottom, we see those things here again. Tell us about the mindset of why, when you're building a website, you have that, but you have this. Is it because they may have missed it up here, or what? What's the mindset behind that?
It's easy access to the user. Sometimes they're just going through your page, and you want to make sure that they know that you do these services. Because if they don't know, you might lose that client. And not everyone is going to go through all of the menus. So having it easily accessible to them is key.
Okay. If you look to the middle of the screen to the far right, you'll see these dots. I have never seen that before, nor have I seen a login button on a website. Tell us what. So, what is this? Is this something new?
No,
Content, articles. What are these called?
those are sliders. So this is a 3-page slider website. So let me see here. Where does it take you to?
I hit articles. It takes me to his articles.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, some sliders have that where it takes you to a particular part of the website. Yeah.
Is this something new? These dots, I've never seen it.
It depends on the theme. So I just saw a theme recently that had something similar, and it was basically an education theme where it
Okay.
takes you to like the different courses when you click on the dots.
So I just hit the sign in. What is this
Mhm.
all about?
So some sites are membership-based sites, and which allows members to sign in and set up their profile. So they can sign in with their Facebook account and
Wow.
have membership access. So this is
Okay.
for a membership-based site where they're selling like a membership fee to have access to certain things like
Certain-
programs. A
Ah,
lot of education websites would have something like that.
got it. Got it. Now let's talk about this little lock down here, secure server. Tell me more. Now, I know a lot of people who don't believe it's important to have the SSL certificate because it can be costly, especially
Yeah.
when you have multiple websites like I do. Um, Talk about the importance. I have to have them because of credibility. And I know on my own computer system, my AV protection system, when I hit a website that is sketchy, it won't even let me go there. Even it's your
Yeah.
one will say proceed anyway. Mine says hell to the no. Get your ass out of here with the quickness. And nowadays, with what people they're so savvy with things like hacking and access. Talk about this. How important is it if you have e-commerce or anything in your website that you want people to leave their private information, credit cards, whatever? How important is it to have that SSL certificate?
It's really important. It's one of the most important things when you have a website. So um, get hosting that includes SSL. That's the easiest way. It's a lot of companies have it now where it's already included in the hosting plan.
Does yours?
Yes, I moved from GoDaddy over to SiteGround, and it's included in my plan. Yes.
Wait a minute. So you host me,
Um, no, you had your hosting before you came to me.
but didn't I switch over to you?
No, no. I designed the website, but you already had the hosting.
So I'm still hosting with
GoDaddy.
oh, that's right.
Yes.
So that means every year what let's talk about that for a
But
second.
GoDaddy has it also. GoDaddy has it where it's included in the hosting plan as well. They have new plans that includes the SSL certificate. They
They
do.
do?
Yes.
So should I wait until it's time to renew? Because they're at different times. My hosting and my SSL are at different times. So what should a person like me do to get it all inclusive? Do I go
I
in
would
now or do I
you
wait?
can go now. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait till your SSL expires. But you might want to look into that if that's the way. If you want to wait till it expires, you can. But you can just get in contact with an GoDaddy specialist.
And they might be able to, like, what do you call that? Retroact, take what you've paid, add it into the, because I don't want to pay again for something I'm already paid for.
That's a good question. I don't think they prorate. They don't prorate to my understanding. But it is a good conversation to have with them that if you
Yeah.
are paying X amount, that it might be cheaper to switch right away. It depends on where you are with them.
Okay. We got about 5 minutes left. Why don't you take people through? I've dropped this, everybody. The link inside the content, the comment section. So at the conclusion, you can freely go back and click on it to check out this content planning for entrepreneurs. It's a 4-part free webinar series, and we love free. So who's this for? When is it? And what are they going to get from this, Banki?
Yeah, so it's for entrepreneurs who really want to really take charge of their content planning for their social media presence. So basically, It's basically a content planning webinar series. It's a 4-part series, and it's based on my ebook, The Social Media Content Planner for Entrepreneurs. The four webinars, 4 free webinars will cover social media content planning. Sorry, social media auditing. That's one. social media branding, that's 2, content strategy, that's 3, and content creation, that's 4. So spots are limited to 30 people. So I encourage you to register.
Yeah, especially you guys. I'm gonna tell you, I am so adamant about that auditing because
Yeah.
we go on podcasts, we go on, we do something in a magazine, anything that's published, and I like to watch once a month when I do my bills, when I pay my bills. I also sit down on a Sunday and I go through, I Google myself.
Mhm.
And I go in and I have a list in a little journal. I was on this podcast. I was on that. I published this article on LinkedIn, and I'm waiting to see it land inside my Google search. So, and I have found things there that I didn't even know, where people took something from something of mine and put it out there. So it's important to because you're fiercely protecting your message, your brand, and all of that. We got to be careful, folks, nowadays. So, when does this start, this webinar series?
It starts September 7th. That's when it starts.
Okay.
And there's 4 time frames to choose from, and it's 30 person per slot.
$30 per person.
No, it's free.
Oh, it's free.
30 people. Sorry, 30 people
30
per time frame. Yeah.
Got it. And for more information, you want to continue the dialogue with Banki, and I know you do. Easy peasy. Info at bankidesigns.com. So before we get out of here, Banki, what would you say for those of us who have websites currently? What is something we should always go, like, here's another one. I go in like once a month and check all of my redirects, my little Facebook icon to make sure it still goes there, my little this to make sure it goes there, all of those things. What would be your top 3 tips for people to make sure? Oh, and what about Google Analytics on your website, so you can know? Talk about that as we get out of here.
Yeah. So basically, for all the websites that I design, I put Google Analytics on there. So Google Analytics will help you track where exactly needs improvement on your site, where are people going when they go to your site, what is working, what isn't working. It's the best way to audit your site. In terms of on a monthly basis, what I would recommend is that you update your plugins. If you don't update your plugins on your website, there's sometimes you go into your website and there's 5 plugins that needs to be updated. If you don't update that on a regular basis, if the plugin is outdated, it's not updated, hackers can easily go into your site. So you need to update it.
It's like leaving the front door unlocked.
Exactly.
What is a plugin?
Well, a plugin is basically, it's the best way to describe it. It adds functionality to your website, right? So I deal with WordPress. In the majority of the sites I use is WordPress websites. And what a plugin would do is make something on your site more functional. So for example, if I have a form that people fill out their information, then I'll have a form builder plugin, right? If I have a video playlist that I want to have, like all these videos showing a playlist, then that might be a video playlist plugin.
So you want those updates in just like in your phone?
Yeah.
Okay, and on your computer. Okay. So a lot of stuff. We didn't even get into all of it, but that's why you can go and find Banki yourself and find out what you don't know. One last thing, I just want to say thank you for all you do. And, I love to introduce people that I love to other people that I love. So, by all means, you guys, you can trust Banki. You can trust her work. I do. She does LaurenMichaelsHarris.com and powerofwesymposium.com. So I thank you. I honor you. Say hello to your sister and your son. Enjoy your time in sunny Arizona. Is it too hot for you?
I'm getting used to it.
You are?
And I'm loving it.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. Well, there it is. Banki, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. All of you the same. Come back Monday morning. Author Sally Green is in the house Monday, sharing her brand new book with us. And we have a good lineup next week. No, actually a great lineup. The experts will be back next Wednesday, the 17th. So mark your calendar for that. In the meantime, get out this weekend and just love life, live life, love up on all those people that mean the most to you. Maybe even make a phone call to someone you haven't said I love you to in a minute. Do that. I'll see you Monday morning, God willing, right out front on the front porch as we do it once again, as we have another illuminated conversation where, you guessed it, right here on Bathrobe Moments. Have a great weekend. God bless you. Thank you, Banki.
No problem. Thank you.
Show me your soul. Baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. Honey, it's way past time. How expensive do I have to be? Need a space.